EAP Form 1. EAP form is to be filled only in the case if applying for a fresh ordinary passport or duplicated passport, or if the passport is damaged. At the very right hand of the form is the photograph box where you need to paste one recent colored photograph. It also includes 3 more photographs as per the specification, which is 3.5 centimeters wide and 4.5 centimeters in length. Just below the photograph box is a box mentioned for signature. Here in the box, the applicant needs to sign in full. Here, before filling the form, please note that the entire form is to be filled in capital letters if filling in English. Next, you have to indicate the total amount which is to be paid at BLS Center as per the services applying form. Please check the total amount from BLS Malaysia website in Fee Calculator tab before filling the form. Point number 1A. Here you have to put your full name, means you have to include every name which is there on your supporting documents. To give it an example, my supporting documents say Ananya Swami. So Swami is my surname and Ananya is my given name. I repeat, the names should match the supporting documents. Type your surname or which is as your family name. In point number 1C, just to give you an example, if you have been married and you don't have the same name now, you need to write the new name. In point number 2, you have to mention the date first, then month, and then year. The year should be in full followed by the city or town or village where you were born. Then you need to indicate the country you were born. Here you need to mention your height in centimeters, your natural color of eyes only. Again, mention your natural color of hair only. Here you may not have visible identification mark like scar or mole or anything like that. I recommend that you pick freckles that stand out, or you have a dimple, or you have a tiny scar. In the point number 3A, you have to mention your permanent address of India. In point number 3B, you have to indicate your address in Malaysia. This address can be your business address or office address or rental address. In point number 4.1, here you need to mention complete name of your father followed by country of birth, whereas in point number 4.2, you need to mention complete name of your mother followed by country of birth, and in point number 4.3, you have to indicate your father's nationality at the time of your birth followed by mother's nationality. In the next point, you have to put a tick. This is self-explanatory. Point number 6. It is directly linked with point number 5. If you are married, then please write your spouse's name. Point number 7. It says to write the name and address of the person who may recognize if applicant meets with an accident or is found dead. Point number 8. It can be directly copied from current passport. Here you need to indicate your current passport number, date when it was issued, and the place where it was issued. Point number 9. It's only applicable for those you have got a driving license from Malaysia. Please mention your local license number followed by the date and place of issue. Here it is asking for your educational qualification. You need to mention the highest education you have acquired. Just to give an example, if your highest qualification is BCom, you need to simply mention graduate. Point number 11 asks you about first time you left India, which means for the very first time you exit from the country for any purpose. It may be leisure, a business or any other, and the very last time when you were in India. Here you can mention the exact date if you remember, or the month followed by the year. In point number 12, you have to mention the time you have stayed long outside the country. Here in point number 13, you have to mention whether your passport has ECR or ECNR stamp. In the point number 14, you have to mention the complete details of the company where you are currently working, such as name and address and telephone number. In the below section, you have to mention if you are citizen of India by birth. If not a citizen by birth, please indicate your registration number. Here in the next point, you have to indicate if you have ever taken or received nationality of any other country. If yes, please mention the details. Please tick yes or no if you have never ever refused to grant Indian passport. Point number 18. Please tick yes or no if you have ever been refused to revoke. In the point number 19, you have to mention name and address of two relatives or friends or neighbor. It is advisable to mention the name of those who can give your authentication of you being genuine. This point is only applicable to applicants associated with any government service. In point number 21, you need to indicate the details, if any, criminal proceeding pending in the Court of India, or if the applicant has been allowed to visit the country on the expense of Government of India. This point is only valid only if it is renewal of passport in case of damage or loss of passport. Please mention the details of your lost passport followed by the place of issue, date of issue and valid until. Point number 23 is linked to point number 22. Here you need to mention the details of loss or theft or damage of passport. This point is to be supported by the copy of document provided from the local police. Here you have to indicate if you are registered with Indian Mission. If yes, please provide the details. Point number 25. Here, in this point, if you want to remove your children's name from your passport, please mention their name and details. Also, you have to note that separate passport will be issued to each child with 5 years maximum validity, aged below 18 years. Point number 26. This point is basically mandatory for the applicants applying for the passport. Herein, on the very left hand side, you have to mention the place you are submitting the form. In your case, this will be Kuala Lumpur. And just below the place column, you have to mention the date you are submitting the application. On the very right hand side of the same row of place and date is the place for signature. Herein you have to sign in full, or if you are making your thumb impression, please make sure that in case of male, you have to put left hand thumb impression, and in case of female, marking the thumb impression, it should be of right thumb. Last but not the least, point number 27. This point is only valid for the applicant in case of minor. Here in the point A, you have to indicate the passport number of your mother and father. In the first column, you have to mention mother's passport number, whereas in the second column, you have to write your father's passport number. In the point number B and C, you have to mention the date of issue of your passport and place of issue accordingly. Whereas, for filling up the last point, you need to check if your parents are having passport, then point number A, B and C will be filled. But if they do not have passport and have applied for the same, then you have to indicate their file number and date of applying. Thank you.